Sunday traffic creeping along city streets. It's one area that we haven't covered too much is in the city here, but I suppose that's because we've just experienced heavy rain and wind.
Well, we had a tip in the newsroom that in Queens, people are walking home in masses, like we've seen so many times when there are emergencies in the city, because buses are blocked by fallen trees, and there are smells of burnt wires, some electrical wire problems, as Tim alluded to. And again, this tip came from about 108th and Jewel in Queens. That's the area of where that tip came from. People walking in masses because mass transit is not providing any transportation at the moment. Streets may be blocked as well by fallen trees. Got an update on the airport situation for you. Right now, LaGuardia is reporting departure delays of an hour and a half, arrival delays of 50 minutes. Newark, a 1 hour departure delay, 2.5 hours still on the arrivals at Newark. And JFK, we told you earlier, had a 15-minute departure delay. They're up to 1 hour at JFK now, but they are reporting 0 delays on arrivals. So, for some reason, the arrivals are coming in on time at JFK, but nowhere else.
We want to remind you that we are going to air Night in News. That'll be coming up at 7 tonight. And we're going to continue our weather coverage on our nonstop cable station, which will be 161 on Time Warner in Manhattan. I'll get some of the other numbers for you as we go along here.
All right, Janice is standing by in the Weather Center right now, keeping a very sharp eye on the Doppler radar. What's happening, Janice?
Well, the storm system is continuing to move east, away from most areas except Suffolk County, but it is still weakening. However, there are some thunderstorms over Fire Island and near Deer Park and moving out towards Stony Brook, so you still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect there. I just received a text message from a friend of mine flying into LaGuardia from San Jose, California. He just touched down. They just landed, and actually I think his flight was scheduled to land at 7 o'clock, so they're actually a few minutes early. So everything now coming in from the west is able to get in now, since the worst of the weather is moving eastward away from the major airports. Of course, there are going to be residual delays, but it looks like the air traffic, because everything's moved out so rapidly, will start to get back on track again. And the storm system itself, of course, the worst of it is moving away and out to sea, and in the next half hour should have cleared most of the coastline. But if you're over parts of Suffolk County, just watch out for some strong storms and heavy rain and the possibility of some damaging winds still, even though the line seems to be breaking up, Chuck.
It does, and weakening a bit, as you said.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is weakening rapidly, and I'm pretty much guessing that it's due to much of the ocean influence out over the eastern end, and that cooler air is shutting it down quite a bit.
Yay. Janice, what do you mean by that?
Well, Sue, the air mass that moved in was a very unstable, very warm, humid air mass that came in with this this area of low pressure, and was an upper level disturbance that moved in ahead of a cold front that intensified rapidly. These storms do feed off of the warm, unstable air, pretty much like when we talk about hurricanes, even though a large
scale. Take a look at what's on your
Yes, I see a plane taking off there.
That's on LaGuardia Airport. So
LaGuardia is looking a lot better now. Of course, all the area airports, the traffic's going to look in terms of planes coming in and out much better, even if you're flying westward tonight. Because the bulk of the weather has now moved east of the area, so this is a good sign, actually.
And I would say the picture looks a little dark, but I would say the visibility is pretty good too.
It probably looks dark because it is getting darker. Also, I think you may have been looking towards the east, and possibly it is getting darker. Yes, and also the heaviest and thickest clouds are to the east now.
So the camera was what, 7 or 8 miles away from the airplane?
Exactly. Yeah. It's getting better.
And again, I'll just go through these arrival and departure delays as we have right here. LaGuardia, hour and a half departure delay, Newark 1 hour departure delay, and JFK 1 hour departure delay. So the plane taking off may have taken off late, but the airports are functioning. And on the arrivals, the latest we had was 50 minutes at LaGuardia, 2.5 hours at Newark, and no arrival delays at JFK.